evening, everyone. Chag Sameach, happy holidays, and welcome to my channel. My name is Carla, and this is my FlossTube channel, Carla being Crafty. Today is Saturday. It is the 24th of December, so it is Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas to those of you who celebrate. But for me, it is the 7th night of Hanukkah. So I'm here to do my number 7 Flossnukkah 2022 video. I'm here to share some of the traditions of the Hanukkah season with you, do a little gift opening, a little gift giving, and in general have a good time. So welcome to the channel. Thank you all for stopping by. For those of you who've been watching the series all week, thank you so much for supporting my channel and for all of your wonderful comments and everything. I've been enjoying so much seeing, who's watching and who's commenting and all that kind of stuff. It is very heartwarming to do something like this and have people respond positively to it. So thank you so much for that. So let's get started lighting the candles. The sun is just about to go down, so I'm a teeny bit early, but by the time I get everything lit, and the prayer said it should be sundown, so yeah, we should be pretty good. So let's do that first. Of course, I have to get my little cheat sheet prayer thing here. As I said before, if I have it out, then I don't need to refer to it very often, but if I don't have it out, then I definitely will. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Hanukkah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim avoteinu hayamim ahem b'zman hazeh. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us with your commandments and commanded us to kindle the Hanukkah lights. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who performed wondrous deeds for our ancestors in days of old at this season. And there we go. Okay. So I kind of ran out of candles and I had to use the, the plain, everyday sort of, traditional Hanukkah candles for the back two menorahs, and you can tell that those are the less fancy varieties because they're going down really quick. For anybody that celebrates Hanukkah, just FYI, these metallic candles have been really great. They don't drip, and at the end of burning, they just have a little bit of the metallic color that you kind of have to pick out, but not hordes of wax. So those have been a really good buy. And I threw away the box, so I can't tell you, but they were metallic candles, and I'm really glad I got them this year because they actually worked really, really well for me. Okay, so what are we going to talk about today? As I mentioned last night, tonight's topic is one of my favorites, and that is talking about the traditional foods of Hanukkah. There's a lot of traditional things that we eat, but before I get to talking about the actual foods, I have kind of a little story to tell you guys, which is, I've heard it in different versions, so what I wrote down is kind of what I looked up and everything, but this is one of the reasons why we eat like the salty, oily foods is this story. And in this story, basically we are celebrating a murder at Hanukkah time. And of course this was during, wartime, and Judith, or Judas, or there's another Hebrew word. Judas was my grandmother's name, by the way, which in English is Judith, was a beautiful widow, and her town was being occupied by the Syrian army, or Greek Syrians. It's kind of both. So she was able to seduce the Greek general Holofernes was his name. And the thing I read said that she seduced him with salty cheese, but I always heard that it was salty latkes. So she was able to kind of like seduce him. She brought him a basket of this food, and she was, invited into his tent, and she used her feminine wiles on him and fed him this salty food, which of course made him very thirsty. So then she gave him lots and lots of very strong wine, and he drank until he passed out. And then she gathered her courage, she took his sword, and she beheaded him. And when his troops saw this, then they got scared and they fled, and then the Maccabees were able to come and liberate her town. So she's a heroine of the story, and that kind of puts in some of the traditions behind the food, right? The salty food. Now, obviously, at Hanukkah time, a lot of our traditional foods are things that are cooked in oil, because of the miracle of the oil. So, I mean, that's pretty obvious. But before we get on to those traditional things, one of the things that is very traditional here in the U.S. and now in modern times is Hanukkah gelt. Gelt means money, and as I've said before, Hanukkah was not originally a gift-giving holiday. It became a gift-giving holiday because of its proximity in the calendar to Christmas, which was a gift-giving holiday, and so it became a gift-giving holiday in the U.S. But it was never that originally. On Hanukkah, people would give money to children, coins, gelt, Hanukkah gelt, and food gifts. You'd make baskets of food or plates of cookies and that kind of thing, and exchange them with your neighbors and your friends, and that was what the gift giving at Hanukkah was. It wasn't specifically gifts, but it's become that because, again, of its proximity in America to Christmas. Now, the chocolate gelt, that is an American invention that started happening in the 1920s, and now chocolate Hanukkah gelt is a tradition. You can get all different kinds. You can get them all different colors, silver coins and gold coins and bronze coins. different sizes. You can get definitely different qualities. You can get a lot for very little money, and then there's going to be a lot of wax in the chocolate, or you can get really good chocolate. So Hanukkah Gelt is definitely a tradition in the US now. You can use it to play dreidel. Another tradition that we laugh about, but it actually is a tradition, is that Jews often go out for Chinese food during the holidays. Part of that is because in earlier times in this country, during Christmas, I mean, everything was closed, and the only restaurants that were really open on Christmas and Christmas Eve and stuff were Chinese restaurants. The people who celebrated Christmas were home, and if Jews wanted to go out, they didn't have a lot of choice. They went to Chinese food. So Chinese food became a tradition among American Jews to go out and have Chinese food on Christmas. But the two things that are really like the most known traditions are sufganiyot, or jelly donuts. And again, why jelly donuts and not just regular donuts, I really don't know. I don't think that the original sufganiyot were jelly donuts. I think they were probably little fried balls of dough that were sweet and probably had jelly in the middle, and it kind of translated into the American jelly donut. But I am happy to indulge in a couple jelly donuts each Hanukkah. So yes, they smell really good. I bought these yesterday and I have not eaten them because I wanted to show them to you, but they will be eaten tonight, at least one of them. Maybe I'll save one for breakfast tomorrow. And then the most important, shall we say, traditional food of Hanukkah is the latke. Now, I went to Trader Joe's. I got frozen latkes because latkes, while being extremely delicious, are kind of a pain to make. And I certainly didn't want to make them for myself alone. They are kind of really messy. But I do have some definite thoughts about latkes. So anyway, I got the frozen kind. Apparently Trader Joe's frozen latkes are really good. I don't know that I've ever had them, but my sister Stacy says she actually likes them better than homemade. Now she tends to like less crispy things. Like I tend to go for the crispy French fries, not the smushy ones. So that might have something to do with it. Maybe these end up being a little bit softer than a traditional or a homemade latke. But it looks like, as far as ingredients, that they don't have a lot of extra stuff in them, which now I'm going to get on my latke soapbox, you guys. Okay. So every latke is a potato pancake. However, every potato pancake is not a latke. Latkes, in my mind, are a very specific type of potato pancake. And I saw there was I think it was on either Twitter or Facebook. It was a commercial, you know, an ad on Twitter or Facebook, and it was for one of the like meal service things, or it was for the imperfect foods or something like that. And they were talking about how if you had extra mashed potatoes, you can make latkes. No. Mashed potatoes formed into a pancake and fried make delicious mashed potato cakes, but those are not latkes. Latkes are made with raw potato, grated raw potato. Whether you leave on the skin or not, that is a personal preference. So grated raw potato and grated onion, and then a little bit of salt and pepper and maybe garlic and a little bit of flour or matzo meal or something like that, and egg, and then that's it. When you make latkes, if you want to get the really delicious crispy latkes, the trick is you have to grate your potatoes and your onions, and then you have to put them in a towel, like a kitchen towel, and you have to squeeze them and squeeze them and squeeze them until you cannot squeeze any more of that water out of them. It helps if you're making them with like a strong man who has really strong hands and he can really like twist it and squish it, because you want to get those as dry as possible and get all of that water and that starchy water out. And then you'll have wonderful crispy potato pancakes. Now the thing about potato pancakes, of course, is you're frying them, And so, you know, you get oil all over your kitchen. The other thing about potato pancakes is you can kind of make them ahead and, you know, and then kind of reheat them, or make them ahead and put them in a low oven, like prior to your party or something like that. But a lot of times with potato pancakes, they're one of those things that the cook ends up standing in the kitchen cooking them, putting them out, and everybody devours them. So like you spend like 3 hours breaking your back making potato pancakes, and because they are very delicious, they get gobbled up in like 30 seconds. So they're just one of those things. My feeling with potato pancakes is also that you don't have a bunch of extra stuff in them. I had a friend, we went to a party around the holidays, the theater party, and I had a friend who was bragging to my mom about how she made the greatest latkes, and she used like a box mix, which is fine, like a Manischewitz box mix, but then she would zhuzh them up, right? She put in grated green onion, and she put in this spice and that spice. That isn't a latke. That's a fancy potato pancake, but it's not a latke. I realize I have very strong feelings about this, but I do. Latkes are very simple. They're just the wonderfulness of the fried potato, salty, and then you eat them with applesauce and sour cream, or both. The different, like why you would use one or the other is that if you are eating them in a kosher household, in a meal where you're having meat, you couldn't use sour cream. So just applesauce. But I am not kosher, and like when I eat these tonight, I will be eating them as my dinner, so I will be having both sour cream and applesauce, and maybe a little extra salt because I really like them that way. But I'm excited. I'm excited to have latkes. I'm excited to try the Trader Joe's ones. That will be way easier than making them from scratch, that's for sure. And I was thinking about actually cooking them before and showing you. I did that 2 years ago. I actually made my own from scratch. Well, they weren't 100% from scratch. I actually got hash brown, I got frozen hash brown potatoes, so they were already grated, and they worked okay. Nothing like grating your own, but they worked okay. It was still a mess, but honestly, I cooked them and then I showed them in the video, and then by the time I got to eat them, they were cold and it wasn't that great anyway, so I figured I would just show you the picture and keep these frozen, and then I'm going to cook them later tonight for my dinner. But yes, that is, those are the main Hanukkah treats, sufganiyot and latkes. And then, you know, depending on your family and your traditions, you could have a typical like meal, you know, with matzo ball soup. And one of my traditions that I kind of developed, not even my mom, I started making when I would have like Hanukkah parties and stuff. I started making sweet and sour cabbage soup because I thought it went really well with the latkes. So I tend to have made that at the holiday time. But you know, traditional Hanukkah or any celebration meal in Jewish families is often a brisket of some kind, you know, or a roast or something like that. But brisket was, my mom made the most delicious brisket, and I have made it a couple times. It really is a great recipe, but you know, again, it's just me now, so I don't go to all that trouble and whatever. So I just like my latkes. Maybe a little beet borscht, which is very Russian, but I love that too. That you could have with latkes. Anyway, so yes, so that is the traditional foods of Hanukkah. Fried stuff, maybe not the best for you, oil and sugar, but very delicious. Let me see if I'm missing anything here. No. Okay, so time to get on to more of the gift giving portion. I have 2 more realist kits to pick here and show you. This is another one that's in Russian only. And it's got the wool acrylic floss. And this one is, well, I just said it doesn't have the English title. think it's like forget-me-nots, but I'm not 100% sure. Very pretty. They're smart with the Rollers kits because on the back of Rollers kits, they always have like 4 or 5 pictures. And, you know, when you look at them, then you're like, oh, I want that one and that one. I'm almost finished with that one. Okay. And let's see. I did get a final gift from Dawn in my mailbox. And I opened the package and there was this in there, so I didn't open this. It says inspiredsilver.com. Oh, how pretty. It's a little ornament that says Hanukkah with the menorah at the top. And it looks like grape leaves. Excuse me, sir. I have a cat on the floor who is batting around toys. Very pretty. Thank you so much, Dawn. Let's hang it. I don't know if you guys can see it once it's hung up, but I can see it and it's really pretty. Okay, should we do a toy for Baggy? Oh, you know what? Wait, are they? Where's this bag of toys? Oh, right here. When I got up this morning, this bag was upended and half of its contents were spilled out. So somebody was going through the bag himself. But why don't we go ahead and give him his jelly donut. As long as I'm going to eat jelly donuts tonight, he can have his jelly donut too. You want your jelly donut? Oh, you want it? You want it? Go get it. Ooh. Yep, he's getting it. He's kicking it. We'll go get it. Okay, and our penultimate gift from Jenn Marsh. Number 7. Oh, how pretty. Thomas Kincaid, Stillwater Bridge. I have been intrigued about these. This is one of those embellished cross stitches. So in other words, the canvas is the paint, you know, the painterliness is already on the canvas, and then you enhance it with, in this case, I would think it's going to be the flowers and the trees, like the leaves on the trees, and then accents on the bridge. That is a really pretty scene. And I have really been intrigued about these. So thank you, Jenn. I'm excited to do that. It should be interesting. It contains, it says, design printed in full color on 14 count Aida. And then there's 100% cotton floss, decorative threads, needle, chart, and easy to follow instructions. Very pretty. Thank you so much. That's exciting. It's a really pretty one. Okay, I think that's about it. So, except for our giveaway. I did not hear from last night's winner yet. I realized that, oh, you know what? I forgot to do my treat box. I think these are dark chocolate toffee almonds. Oh. Okay. I am a little bit overly tired today, guys. There we go. So, as I was saying, I haven't heard from last night's winner yet. I realize that this is a busy time, so she may not watch right away, but hopefully she'll watch soon, because if I don't get some kind of response in the next week or so, then I'm going to have to pull somebody else, and, you know. So Shannon Epley was yesterday's winner, so Shannon, you still need to contact me. And today's winner is Frisch. My friend has been sending all these wonderful gifts. Well, I'm kind of excited about that. So Dawn, please send me a message on Instagram letting me know that you heard your name, and we will connect about which book is going to be the best for you. That's exciting. Okay, I think that's about it. Tomorrow night is, tomorrow's Christmas Day. Tomorrow night is the final night of Hanukkah. I'm going to be sad to see it go. I said that yesterday, but it's true. I did my whip parade today, so it should be uploaded next week. So I hope you guys all take a look at it. But yeah, I think that's it for now. I hope you guys are having a holiday season that's full of light and love and peace. And until I see you again, please remember to be content, be kind, and be crafty. I'm just looking at the kitty down here. You want to say goodbye? Come here. No? Come here. Come here. Oh. Okay. Now we'll say it. Be content, be kind, and be crafty. Bye, everybody.